It's a day for sky gazers to enjoy a celestial delight. Before we bid adieu to 2019, to an entire decade, the skies have something to offer, and there are people gathered in various locations across India today to witness the solar eclipse, the annular solar eclipse, which happens twice or thrice a year. This is, of course, the last one this year. The solar eclipse is already progressing. It's at various stages of visibility in various different parts of the country. And of course, it will be visible more in southern India than in any other part. This is also known as, like I said, annular solar eclipse, which happens when the moon covers the sun's center, leaving the outer edges illuminated in what looks like a ring of fire. The ring of fire will be visible from places like Karur in Kerala, Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu, and several other southern cities. Well, so one can, of course, romanticize this whole thing as the hide and seek that sun and the moon play with each other, because what happens really is moon obscuring the sun in a way that only the outer ring of the sun is visible, and therefore it is fascinating, and therefore the entire eagerness, the anticipation to see that in our skies. People are gathered around the planetariums in various locations because that is where you have access to telescopes and other viewing aids that can give a better idea, a better picture of this phenomena. In all, overall, this is a phenomena that has begun at 8 a.m. and across the country, this phenomena is going to end by 1:30 this afternoon. But of course, the point of maximum intensity will vary in different locations. In Bangalore, for instance, the point of maximum visibility would be around 9:30 is what we are told. So we will go across to Bangalore at that time. This is indeed a grand celestial event before we bid goodbye to 2019. But talking about it in a scientific term, this is again material for scientific study. Those interested in astronomy would, of course, like to visit a planetarium in their city today to understand this entire phenomena, to witness this rare phenomena, which happens twice or thrice a year, and that too in limited number of locations across the country where it would be visible. India is one of those countries, and southern India would be in a slightly better position to witness the annular solar eclipse today. As I understand it, this is one such phenomena where the earth, the moon and the sun comes in one straight line, and the moon obstructs the view of the sun in such a way that the sun appears to be a ring of fire, which is also called the annulus. Now, that's why this is so interesting, and the maximum intensity would be different in different places, like I also mentioned. There are certain precautions that need to be taken. Ideally, of course, this must be viewed with eclipse viewing glasses. These are specific glasses that are available in planetariums, and otherwise as well, this should be viewed with protective glasses. Planetarium viewing is the safest in that sense. This is nature's one of the most alluring phenomena. It's a beautiful solar eclipse, which we've already accessed some pictures for our viewers, which we will just be playing out, because the progression of the eclipse is on even as we speak. Now, if we are thinking about when will the ring be visible, well, that perhaps will take some time. And remember, it's not going to be a complete ring because it's a partial solar eclipse. So the ring will not be a closed ring. A part of it will be left open. However, it would be, of course, visible in certain parts of the country. We do hope that those pictures will come up in about a couple of hours' time, whenever the peak of the eclipse is visible from whichever location. Our viewers will be able to see it here on Mirror Now. So, as promised, our reporters are there in various locations. Ayushman, Amita and Pramod live with me. Ayushman from Delhi, Pramod from Chennai, and Amita from Mumbai. Coming to Pramod first, who's in Chennai. That's one of the privileged locations, I believe, Pramod, where people are anticipating to get a better view of the solar eclipse. What's happening there in Chennai, Pramod?
No, it's a strange thing which you're not supposed to do, but thankfully the cloud itself is acting like a filter through which we're able to actually record the phenomenon for a while. Otherwise, you're supposed to use something like that, as this person is using. It's almost like a welding machine through which you're supposed to see that kind of filters required, or they provide us with a piece of something called as a solar filter, which has a kind of like a filament on it, filled and this is the one through which you're able to see. Now the clouds have completely covered it, so like people are waiting for these clouds to move once again. But look at the crowd. The crowd is amazing at the spot. Everybody is has a basic sense as to what a solar eclipse is, and that's the reason this being the last eclipse of this decade, everyone has come over here. They are trying to look into it. Around 9:32 is going to be the complete coverage, close to 84%. But right now, before the clouds, we saw a maximum of 40%, and still, as you could see over there, the sun is outside. A little bit of cloud. People are at this spot, and they are trying to actually go ahead and see what's happening at this spot. The interesting is that slowly the clouds actually moving out. The telescopes also being changed angle right now as the sun is coming up, and various other people at this spot. Everyone is actually waiting for the cloud to move and to get a proper reflection at this spot now.
Right, big turnout there in the Nehru Planetarium in Chennai. Let me also go across to Amita in Mumbai and Ayushman in Delhi. Amita, can I come to you first? Because earlier you spoke to some children, and I'm very interested to know what they have to say. Because at one level, this would be a fairy tale material for children, where sun and the moon are playing games with each other. It's some sort of a hide and seek happening in the skies. Amita?
Well, absolutely. In fact, we saw the eclipse for a brief a couple of minutes just a while ago. Now, of course, it's cloudy, so it's not really visible at this point in time. But a couple of people who did manage to catch that glimpse are here. Some of them, of course, have come in because their parents told them that this is happening today. One person here says that he told his mom that this is happening. You told your family that this is happening, and hence you would want to come here today.
Yes, so I told my family first when I read the newspaper.
Okay.
My mother booked this Nehru Science Center program,
yes,
and this is really an awesome program.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. What about you? Your family told you that this is happening, and hence you must see.
Actually, on 26th, the first eclipse, which was the total solar eclipse in South America.
Yes.
That time I searched on it and it showed 26 December, but I didn't know about this program over here.
Yes.
And my mother, it came on the Nehru Science Center group,
Okay.
and my mother registered for
And
it.
this is your first time. Would you come again?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
This is my first time of viewing a solar eclipse.
And you saw the eclipse for a brief couple of minutes as well.
Yes.
What was your experience like?
It was really good actually. It was nothing like I had ever seen before.
Okay.
Sun was visible, and the moon covering it made it look like it was like the crescent moon only, but fiery.
Yes, celestial delight indeed here. Lots of kids who have come in. Of course, the footfall is slightly low at this time considering it is cloudy. But the curator expects that it will increase in next couple of minutes as well, because as we speak, people are coming in to watch the celestial delight at 9:21.
The delight that you're talking about, Amita, is right now on our screens. It looks like a white ring. What it actually is, the sun and the moon. The black portion in the middle is the moon obscuring the light of the sun. And this is visible from Dubai. So our viewers watching Mirror Now has already seen it, even though some people out there in various planetariums are waiting to see this particular visual. The ring of fire, the illumination of that ring is what people are waiting to see. We have already seen it on our screens. These are pictures, live pictures from Dubai. Remember, there are various platforms online where you can see it. There's live streaming of this phenomena happening from locations where it is visible very prominently. One such location is Dubai, and therefore we've brought those pictures from you. That's the ring, viewers, on your screen right now of the annular solar eclipse that's happening today, the 26th of December 2019. I want to go across to Ayushman in Delhi. Ayushman, we are talking about how this is a celestial phenomena of great interest for sky gazers, for children who are interested in astronomy. What is the gathering like in Nehru Planetarium in Delhi?
Frida, the footfall has been less, but definitely people have come, and they are all those who are having this interest in the astronomy and all. They are coming. In fact, I'm being joined by two of the students of Delhi University who are pursuing physics, and they have come here. First, you came here to view the eclipse. Were you able to view it because it was visible for a few moments?
Yeah, it was visible for a few moments, but because due to the bad weather, I wasn't able to view it. So I'm a pretty disappointed now.
Okay. Could you see the eclipse? You came here early in the morning.
We could see it for a few moments, but not properly because the weather is not good. The sky is very cloudy. So.
Okay. What are these organizers? What they have told you? Because you have bought these glasses. They are saying that without the glasses you cannot view it. What the organizers told you now?
They have told us that whenever you are viewing the eclipse, don't look at it directly because the radiations can harm your eyes. So they have told us that whenever you are viewing it, make sure that you use these solar goggles and everything because that will help you to protect you while viewing the eclipse.
Okay. So you see, Afrida, people are coming here and they have been told not to view the eclipse by the naked eyes, but also here in the national capital because it's a cloudy morning and it's a chilly morning, and that is why the footfall in the Nehru Planetarium is less. They have organized out in open. It is free for all, but currently you can see people there. That is the telescope from where people can view the eclipse. And currently, what we are being told is that once the weather clears, the people, the organizers are expecting the crowd will also increase, and also they can see the eclipse more prominently in the national capital.
So let me go across to Pramod. Pramod, Ayushman tells us clouds are playing a bit of a spoil spot in Delhi. What is it like in Chennai? Because the fog, of course, is now, proving to be a hindrance. Chennai is one of those locations listed under the locations where this eclipse will be very clearly visible, along with other locations in Tamil Nadu like, Karur, Kochi, and Kozhikode as well, and Coimbatore, Madurai, Ooty, Trichy and Chennai in Tamil Nadu. So these are the various locations that are listed under the places from where the solar eclipse will be very clearly visible. You are in Chennai, so tell us what is visible as of now, Pramod.
Actually, you could see behind us, there are a lot of, the crowd is entirely, completely full of Josh. That's what we could say. And the interesting part is that, as we speak, the telescopes have also been moved to a different angle right now. And in these, white sheets, you could see that there you see actually that, it's very clearly visible. Almost, half of the sun's light mass is completely covered by the moon. In fact, if I have to say, now the sun looks like the moon. The sun shape is crescent, and that's what you could see at the frame over there. And that's what the students, especially young children are at this spot. They are very much interested to see how the phenomenon works. So that's a very, very important aspect at this point. And as we speak, this is going to completely turn into an annular eclipse. In fact, I have one of the students, who has come to see this. Why are you here? What do you like about solar eclipse?
I like to see solar eclipse because the sun will. Earth will block the moon.
Are you interested to see that the sun, which is the source of light for Earth, is getting covered by a black sphere? Is that why? That's the interesting part you have here to see.
Yes.
All right. So that's the most interesting part over here because it's a very interesting phenomenon, and I should not come in front of the telescope. And there you could see the sun has turned into a crescent shape, and it will only the sun will it will turn into a complete we are waiting for the ring of fire phenomenon. Probably another 15 minutes we can see that actually 84% of the sun will be covered at this spot, and that's what the entire the whole crowd is here to actually see. And the crowd's only swelling with time because this phenomenon is very rare, the last for this decade, and that's occurring in Chennai. And the next time would be in the 2030s only.
The next one will be in 2030. That's the date, that's the year, of course, that's how long we'll have to wait to see something like this. So let's again tell our viewers that this eclipse is, can be viewed at different stages in different locations. In Dubai, we already saw the ring almost forming, looking complete. At the moment, some of those live pictures are on your screens. This is what people are gathered to take a look at. So some of the cameras have captured it, and therefore we are playing it out for you. what Pramod was telling us is that, yes, in another 15 minutes, in Chennai at least, 84% of the sun will be covered and the ring will probably become visible. In certain other locations, clouds and fog playing a spoil sport like in Delhi. In Mumbai, again, there are a lot of sky gazers, a lot of enthusiasts there in the Nehru Planetarium gathered. And there's another interesting event happening in Mumbai, and we are going to bring our viewers' inputs on that as well, where journalists are being taken on a flight to get more or a closer view of this phenomena. As soon as we get those pictures, our reporter Apeksha will be in that particular flight that we're talking about, which will take off from the Juhu Aerodrome. That will also be visible very shortly. Right now, those are the pictures of the eclipse, one in Dubai and the other showing you the progression. Because remember, this is a phenomena where the sun, the moon and the earth comes in one straight line, with the moon obscuring the view of the sun in such a way that the edges of the sun, the edges of the sun get illuminated, looking like a ring, and part of that ring already visible right now. Amita and Ayushman also with us. Amita, in Mumbai, you were telling us that children particularly have gathered, and there are a lot of children who want to study this. I mean, beyond, of course, romanticizing it as something that's celestial beauty and, sun and the moon playing their games. In real astronomical terms as well, there is a lot to decode in it, isn't it, Amita? Okay, I'm told I'm not connected to Amita. Ayushman, though, is with us. Ayushman, personally for you, what does it mean? I mean, to witness something like this, we've been talking about how rare this is, how interesting this is. For children, this probably would be material of a fantasy. But for astronomers, this is also material for scientific study.
Yes, in fact, Afrida, if you talk about here in the national capital, though weather is playing a bit of spoil sport, but at the same time, the organizers, they are trying their level best that the event should gather momentum and people should come in more in numbers. If you see, they have organized there the television that you see. It will be showing the eclipse that will take place, and they are all geared up. But the problem is the cloud that is playing this spoil sport, and they have even one of the organizers said that after this entire phenomena is over, they have put a graph where they will ask the people in an interactive graph to identify and to locate as to what they felt. In fact, I am being joined by one of the official from the Nehru Planetarium. Ma'am, the cloud is playing this spoil sport, but what can we expect in the national capital? When can we witness this?
We are just hoping till 9:30, because the eclipse timing is till 10:57, approximately till 11. So we've been just hoping, just keeping up a finger crossed till 9:30, the situation will become little bit clearer, so that from Delhi also we can witness this eclipse.
Ma'am, we saw one of the officials saying that after you view the eclipse, a graph would be given. Tell us about that. What is it?
So, because the situation is very uncertain about the things that we can see the eclipse, so we had organized certain hands-on activity for the people who are coming here to join in. For kids, we have been having a storytelling session. We have some storyteller with us. They'll be explaining the story of eclipse, the complete the scientific equation to the younger kids, and the people who are interested in this physics or a science or a mathematics. We have some volunteers who are joined with us. They'll help them to identify how to locate in the graph. Okay. So the calculations.
So you see, Afrida, the Nehru Planetarium in the national capital trying to make it as interactive as it can, but currently, because of the clouds, things haven't been that well. But we're expecting that by 10, the clouds will disperse, and then people who are coming here, they can view the eclipse through the telescope that is placed out in the open in the Nehru Planetarium, the national capital.
Yes, this is an opportunity indeed to understand the entire phenomena of eclipse. This is a solar eclipse, and as opposed to a lunar eclipse. How are things different? How do things work out? All of that is a material for study for students and for sky watchers. Neha Hibale is in the Nehru Planetarium in Bangalore, where rationalists, I believe, are celebrating this phenomena in order to welcome this natural happening and spread scientific awareness amongst people, particularly the youths. Let me get in Neha to give us an understanding of what exactly is happening there. Neha?
Yes, Afrida, in fact, we're at the town hall right now in Bengaluru, where, of course, what you can see is actually rationalists who've, gathered over here to bust all the myths and to bust all the superstitions, that are actually associated with the eclipse. Now, in fact, while, of course, one of the biggest myths or one of the biggest superstitions is, in fact, actually how people are not, supposed to consume food during, the time of the eclipse. So what they're actually doing over here at this point in time, is actually going on to ensure that, they're actually distributing all of this food that you see, the fruits, of course, you have rice, you have biscuits as well. And, of course, so for all of those who are actually passing by this area, we'll actually have to now, of course, go and see, how many people actually go on to believe this. Because, of course, this is something that's been maintained, by a lot of people. Let's actually, talk to one of the rationalists right now, Mr. Narsim Murthy, and actually find out from him, of course, at this point in time, what this entire, of course, protest is all about. So, first of all, actually, if you can, tell us at this point in time, what is it that, all of you rationalists have gathered here? Is it, to bust the myths, to bust the superstitions? What is it?
Yeah, this is about the anti-superstition. Today being the solar eclipse, this is nothing but it's related to the sun and the earth. In between, moon is passing. So scientists are very specifically, very categorically said that you should not view the sun through your naked eye. That is only the condition. Whereas this Prohitashais, they say 100 things sitting in the TV and they are misguiding the people. Like if I have to say something, they say that don't drink water, throw the water. I'll throw the water in my house. Whereas I'll get the water through the water tank. The government cannot throw the water from there. Forget, even this happened. And the basic will get water through the running river. Can they throw out the water? No. And one more thing, here also, the target is in the female, particularly the pregnant. They say the pregnant should be within 4 walls. If pain comes, she has to approach the doctor. She has to go to the hospital. If not, she's going to lose her life. With the fetus, then who is going to take responsible?
Absolutely.
And one more thing, last thing I want to tell you, these people, how they are controlling even the God itself. Because the God has created the universe, the God has created sun, moon, everything. For the God, they are locking the temples.
Okay.
So this is not right. Yes. So I have to go to the people and people has to aware this.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Well, of course, there you have it, Afrida. That was just, a small bit of understanding, from the end of the rationalists and what they have to say. If I can, actually even show you, they're holding up slogans right now, that read, stop blind believing and no to superstition as well. So these are, of course, some of the myths that the rationalists have come to bust today that have, of course, been ingrained in the minds of the people for years together now.
Yes, in fact, it's so important, Neha, and thanks for bringing us that, to bust those myths and those beliefs which have got no scientific basis. And Neha has managed to bring out at least 2 or 3 of them, one being this is not harmful for pregnant women in any way. As you heard the expert, they're also saying you can step outdoors, you can take a look at the eclipse as long as you're wearing the aids that are recommended for it, the filters that are meant to aid direct observation of the sun. Now, Pramod is with us from Chennai. Pramod, over there you were telling us that a lot of people are gathered and there is a lot of anticipation. At what time exactly are we hoping to get a proper view of this phenomena in Chennai, Pramod?
Well, for us, the solar eclipse started by 8 or 9 a.m. and as we still speak, there you have the visuals at this area through a telescope. It's being projected, and it's almost like the mass over here. The moon is covering the sun close to 65%. We just have another 10 to 15 minutes maximum. That is around 9:32 is the projected time frame for us to view the annular eclipse. That is that there will be a moon in the center of the sun, and then you'll see a ring of light, which we call as a ring of fire. And that's a very interesting phenomenon because that sort of ring of fire occurs due to the irregularity in this moon's surface at this spot. So what happens is that around this area you could see the light scatter, and that will turn into a ring of fire. A very, very powerful name that's been given. So that around 9:32 is what the time it is expected. The beginning when we started around 8 or 9, it was very simple. Just it's almost like someone took a bite of a circle. That's how it was. But right now it has increased to this level, and that's the reason various people are over there. They're all watching it very enthusiastically. Yeah, they are waiting over here. It's a large crowd that we see at the spot right now. Children and people elders and children equally, they are at the spot, and they are trying to are waiting just another 5 to 10 minutes and you will be able to see the solar eclipse. Everyone at the spot very clearly mentioned what a solar eclipse is. They are very they have the knowledge already, and they are waiting for it because it's going to be a once in a lifetime event for us. Just this is the last of this decade. In fact, I have one gentleman over here, sir. Why is it so very interesting that you have come to see the solar eclipse?
Solar eclipse occur in that is 2031 happening in Chennai. Now it's happening. My son also inspired of solar eclipse. He studied DA school Gopalapuram. Okay. He's also
You're interested to see the solar eclipse?
Yes.
And why?
Because I did not see it.
Very rare phenomenon.
Yes.
All right then. So that's the reason here. It's a very rare phenomenon, and it's a very, very interesting, astronomical phenomenon. There you could see again, these are as we speak, the moon is the moon is static and the sun is moving towards the moon. And as you could see, it's it just 2 minutes, a minute ago when we showed that the projection was different, and right now it's entirely different. Just in a couple of minutes, the moon, there will be a ring of fire around the moon, and that's called the, that's what everyone are waiting here to see.
The interesting, Pramod, is that the illuminated portion, many might think is the moon, but that is actually the sun, isn't it? Because it's the moon which is obstructing the view of the sun. The part of the sun which is visible is what you see in that partial ring, which is slowly forming perhaps to a complete ring, which we saw in Dubai already. In Chennai also it will be visible at around 9:30 is what Pramod tells us, that barely a few minutes from now. So I'll keep coming back to Pramod to take a look at that. Ayushman is in Delhi. Ayushman, like we've been saying, that this is an important phenomena to understand as well, to have some clarity on how the movements of these heavenly bodies create these phenomena. Fascinating for a lot of people who want to understand the dynamics of it all, so to speak.
Yes, Afrida. In fact, for that reason only, the organizers knew that there will be people turning up to see this annual phenomena out in the open. We see this thing has been organized. If you see there, still to view for a common man, so that he comes out in the open, and at mass level people can come out and they can view this. These all arrangements have been made. You can see there a telescope which has that filter over there, and the officials are saying that they want the people to come a large in number so that they can view this phenomena, which should not be viewed by the naked eyes, and that is why they have placed this mechanism all over there, and the telescope is there. There is a TV where the impression can be seen. But right now what we are seeing here is that people have come, but because of the cloudy weather, it is not visible, which is expected at around 10 a.m. The officials are saying that they can see after the cloud disperses.
Important information is that staring directly at the sun is damaging anyway. You should anyway not be doing it. So do use the solar goggles or, of course, the eclipse viewing glasses if you have access to them. But direct gazing at the sun, of course, is something not advisable. It could damage your eyes.